Hi. So I thought I would share more about my personal Kundalini experience. Um, this particular post I found seems to, it's a natural process that one attains just by being themselves. So it's really hard to help somebody else achieve this awakening. I'm lucky enough, I feel like I was guided through it by my angels at the time. Um, but it was a very physical experience. Um, I know it's also referred to Shakti. Some believe it's the serpent or primal energy that rises and works its way through each of the seven chakras, starting at your base or root chakra, working up to your crown chakra. Based on the way that I have lived my life and the experience I had, this post most accurately demonstrates aspects of yourself that could be blocking these chakras from opening or preventing this Kundalini experience from within yourself. It also, so it has the do's and the don'ts. It also has the recommendations of how to be in order to hopefully experience this for yourself. So, first of all, the base or the root chakra, which is the first chakra that's generally activated. Good blockages for that would be fear and anxiety of survival, feeling unsafe or disconnected socially. And then to open that chakra, you want to be in an environment where you feel safe, you're secure, you feel stable, and you come from a space of love and positivity. And you don't have to be living the perfect life or be successful per se. You just have to feel secure in your own being. Know that you're doing your best. Know that when you go to work, you do it. You go out of your way to do a good job and to do your job efficiently and provide excellent service. So no pressure on feeling like perfect. It's like a balance. It's being imperfectly perfect. The next chakra is the sacral chakra, and blockages for that would be fear or an anxiety of an intimacy, or perhaps you felt violated in the past and are struggling getting over that, or struggling with acceptance. The way to open that chakra would be to be secure with yourself, your body, and your mind, trying to keep a balance. Just standing true to who you are, who you were born as, versus being the person people are instructing you or telling you to be. The next chakra is the solar plexus chakra, and blockages for that chakra could be your feelings are based on others' opinions of you or concepts of you. You have a lot of internal anger. You can be controlling or obsessive unnecessarily. To open that chakra, you want to express your individuality, have confidence in yourself and in your personal power. You want to overcome or face any fears that you might have. The next chakra is the heart chakra. Any blockages for that would include abandonment issues, sadness and depression, bitterness, you're holding on to things from the past, or being judgmental toward others. Those are all possible blockages for the heart chakra. In a way to get that to open is you want to practice more love and kindness, compassion, acceptance of others. You want to make sure that you're balancing that male and female aspect of yourself. The next chakra is the throat chakra. Blockages for the throat chakra would include being fearful to speak your truth, standing up for yourself, or standing up for others. Kind of, you can feel it in your gut or your instinct when you want to stand up for somebody else. Do it. Don't let that moment pass you by. Start acting on your feelings. A good way to open your throat chakra would be just practicing being honest and truthful. To a fault. I'm guilty of doing it to a fault sometimes. People don't like to hear the truth, but I make sure to speak it anyway. Opening the third eye chakra, a good blockage of that is constantly second guessing yourself, being unsure of, your faith. But your faith basically it basically boils down to believing in yourself. And that's how you get to experience this spiritual process. So in order to open that chakra, you definitely want to trust your intuition, trust in yourself, keep your inner child alive and thriving as long as possible as you age. Never abandon your natural born self. And then for the crown chakra, blockage of that is just a fear of God, fear of the unknown. You really need to conquer that. I mean, the higher up it gets, the more difficult the challenges are, spiritually. I know in my personal awakening, I had to come face to face with the concept that I am the devil or this bad being somehow, but I knew that within that was not me. I just know that was one of my final challenges. I do recall that. Or the fact that there was a potential devil or a hell. That was one of the fears and death. Those were the two major fears that I really had to conquer as my crown chakra was becoming open. So you definitely want to believe in Mother, Father, God, believe that they're good. Definitely have to praise the balance of masculine and feminine because acknowledgement of both are required in order for this process to come to full fruition. Because that's the last and final chakra is the crown chakra. And after the crown chakra is activated, it's as though you have this realization that you are one with the universe and everyone and everything in it. That's when I began experiencing all kinds of synchronicities, and as though nature was being interactive with me, just by through thought. I did access the Akashic records. I became informed of several of my past incarnations. And I guess this is some spiritual practice that goes back to the Hindus. I've seen several different religions touch on the topic. But as I stated in a previous video, I didn't know what was going on with me, or I didn't know what this was until after I went and researched. I experienced it first and then had to go look up what the heck was what was that. So, and that's when I was able to determine that it was this Kundalini ritual. And I'm going to go into detail more about my personal experience and how I could tell how, when each chakra was being activated, because there were physical symptoms associated as well. But I wanted to touch on this next post that I found because it freaked me out. Apparently this has gone back for a long time. This reads that Kundalini is conceived by the Hindus to be a coiled up energy residing at the base of the spine in the root chakra. In most people, this energy is asleep, but it can be aroused through a number of practices involving, for example, yoga, meditation, and diksha, which is the transmission of energy from an awakened person. When the energy is aroused, it ascends through the spinal column in the Sushumna channel, passing through each of the chakras on its way to the brain. If the energy rises through the Ida or Pingala channels instead, it may cause severe mental disturbance. And I do know that it had I felt it affect my it felt like my central nervous system, just primarily in my back and neck. And I believe once my crown chakra opened, that may have been what the buzzing sensation was whenever I felt I made contact with these other beings. I'm not sure they would have been able to contact me had my crown chakra not been open. So I do specifically recall when my base or my root chakra opened, because I was just chilling minding my own business. And all of a sudden, I basically experienced like this spontaneous orgasm, and it was unlike anything I've ever experienced before. I was fully clothed. My hands were to myself. This is the first time anything like that. It just came out of nowhere. I wasn't even like in the mood or like trying to be aroused at that point. It just happened all by itself, and I was like, what the hell is like going on? But it just proceeded and climaxed, and it was like the best orgasm I have ever had before. So that was the first sign that something odd was going on. My sacral chakra, I believe, okay, at one point on this journey, when they were in contact with me, it was brought to my attention that I can be seen naked by these other entities, which was, I'm kind of shy. It's an issue, it's always something I did keep kind of sacred. I would be awesome if I had the balls to be a stripper, and I've fantasized about it before, but I'm just not that comfortable with my body. But after these beings informed me of that fact, I was kind of like, well, whatever, I am me, like, take it or leave it. I mean, if somebody's going to see me naked, then it might as well be these higher power authority, like God. So, and I know that there's nudists in other parts. That my uncle was a nudist, and I know there's nudists in other parts of the country. There's lots of people that have no issues with their bodies. So, but that was something that I individually had to overcome during this process, and I do feel like that was a big part of my sacral chakra opening. The solar plexus was probably the easiest for me because I had always prided myself on the fact that I was a strong, independent woman. I was a single mom at the time, but I felt like a father, mother, because I was having to play both roles, and I thought I was pulling it off fairly well, for the most part. We had our struggles, but I did have a lot of self-confidence, and I had made some accomplishments that I was proud of in my life, given my circumstances. So that one I kind of breezed through. The heart chakra I remember, because at the time I was being posed with following my heart, and I had already met my twin flame by then, and I knew it was my twin flame, but I was trying to make it work in a relationship with somebody else, and I actually wound up breaking up with that person just to follow my heart so I could open this heart chakra. So that was kind of a test that was put in front of me. The throat chakra I specifically remember as well, because there was this one day in particular. It was like one day was dedicated to each chakra at the time, it seemed. And this one day for my throat chakra, I was just singing non-stop. Singing. And it was all like, we are the world. Or like, it was all these like spiritual-esque, like wanting to pour love onto the world type music. That was probably another one, probably a lot of Doobie Brothers at the time. But singing my freaking heart out. Like, in fact, I think I got sick. I think I ended up losing my voice as a result, but I'm convinced that was the throat chakra during that time. Third eye opening for me, trust, intuition, and oneself. I believe that's when, like, I was already in communication with these beings. I thoroughly trusted this experience and what was happening to me. I trusted them. I trusted that this contact and communication was authentic and real. This couldn't be happening unless it were a higher power. Either way, it was out of my control, beyond my control, and completely undeniable. And then there's the crown chakra, which I definitely recall when that took place, because I spoke about it earlier. That's the facing your ultimate fears, and mine were death and the unknown. So, needless to say, I faced my fear of death, and it was after that I felt I was completely enlightened. I was getting visions and downloads of all kinds. I was informed of my past lives and incarnations. I was informed of my twin flames past incarnations. I have felt guided by the universe ever since. I have felt content in the knowing that the universe will provide for me on a small scale, but I don't require much. That's who I am. I'm not materialistic. I'm not vain. I don't feel like anybody special, but they say that I am. I feel like I'm in full contact with the universe, whatever that means. Like, I've been feeling the energy waves come in. I feel as though my research is still definitely being guided. I'm seeing synchronicities day in, day out. I'm compelled to just share and listen to more and more people's experiences and follow up on the research and the directions that I'm being guided to, which brings up another topic I'll have to post another video about concerning this Sophia mother goddess. I just recently came upon this, and it's like freaking me out because of what I have personally experienced, and what I've learned about this supposed goddess, or the return of this goddess. So stay posted for that video. I hope that this one has been helpful to some of you out there.